Welcome back to our SharePoint Framework development course. Today we're going to expand our FAQ web part and add in a list picker, and this is from PnP Properties. We're also going to learn how to add an apply button to our web part properties so that we only update it once we're happy we've set everything how we want it. Let's dive straight in. So if you remember from the last episode, we've got our FAQ web part. And in our FAQ web part, we can type the name of the list and it will load from the list. And that's great. But what we want to do is add a property control that instead of typing in the name of a list, we want to be able to pick from a list and use that as our source. I also don't want it to dynamically update. I want you to be able to pick the list and then click apply for that to work. Okay, so we're going to have a look at how to do that. So you'll notice as I type into the list, it kind of dynamically tries to load from the list, and only when we get it correct does it load. But what we want to be able to do is type in the name and then click apply, and then we're going to use a list picker on it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go into my code, which you'll notice is now on the branch episode 8. What I need to do is I need to go to our web part TS, and just before we get to the render, I want to put this bit of code in, which is basically disable reactive property changes, and I'm going to return true. So what does that do? Well, now when I refresh my page here and I go to the properties, you'll notice it's got an apply button down there. So what it means is as I change this, no longer is it trying to update in real time. It waits until I type it in and then click apply, and then it takes that name. But this is open to problems. So for instance, if I put a name in there of 2 Qs and do it, we'll get an error. Why? Because that list doesn't exist. Wouldn't it be better to be able to pick a list? So the way we do that is we use the PnP spfx-property controls, and I'll put the link below. But essentially, by doing this, we get all these different property fields. So this goes in our property pane when we edit it. And one of those I want to do is property field list picker. And there it is, look. Property field list picker, and this will allow us to pick the list, but we'll need to change it slightly. At the moment we put the list title through, it'll actually provide us with the list GUID, the ID, and we're going to put that through there. Got lots of different bits we can do here. So I'm just going to add this to our project. And how do we do that? Well, let's go back to home. And it's going to give us some instructions how to do it, which is here. npm install the property controls, save exact. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to stop our project from running, and I'm going to type that in there. npm install PnP Property Controls, save exact. Let me do that. Excellent. So it's installed those for us. So one of the first things I want to do is change this list title to list ID. And this is going to be the unique GUID of the list that we'll get from the list picker. So I need to go in here and I need to say this is going to be list ID. And I'm going to change this to list ID. We'll need to update that in a second in the FAQ props. And then if we scroll all the way down here to our property, notice we've got list title. I'm going to put list ID for now. Okay, I'm going to go into my FAQ props and I'm going to change list title to list ID. Okay, and then FAQ will of course give an error, so I'm going to put list ID in there and it's going to go on and give us some errors, because if we go down here we will get all kind of errors in here. So I'm going to change that to list ID. I'm going to change all the instances to list ID. We update it when the list ID changes. And then we've got here list ID if list ID. And that's giving us, that's fixing that. I'm going to go all the way through here for any instances of where we've got a problem with list ID. And we've got list ID, and I'm going to call it safe ID, which will give us another error to say it's not used. And I'm going to change this to get by ID. And this is going to be safe ID. So what have we done there? Well, instead of using a title of a list, we're using the ID of the list. Well, this will actually fail at the moment because FAQ is not the ID. It's some GUID for that. So what we're going to have to do is make sure that we now pass through the ID. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our FAQ web part, and I'm going to change this list ID from a property pane text field into a property field list picker. Okay, so let me do that. I'm going to do property field list picker. Okay, which will immediately give us an error because it's missing the vital elements. If I go to the top here, you'll notice that IntelliSense has automatically imported this, but just so you know, property field list picker is from PnP SPFX-property controls that we installed earlier. So let's see what we are missing. So we've got the label. It also needs a few other things. It needs selected list, and this is going to be this.properties.list ID. So that's saying, what does it bind to, basically? We've got that here, list ID, but this is also, this control needs to know what property it binds to for the selected list. Do we want hidden lists in there? I'm going to say no. We don't want to show hidden lists. Then we're going to do order by, and this is nice. What order do we want the list to exist in? Well, what we can do is a property field list picker order by, which is also in that package, dot title. So this says, do you want to order it by the list ID or the title? It makes sense to put it in order of the title. Important one, multi-select. I'm going to say false, because we only want one list to pick that FAQ list. Is it disabled? It's not. On property change, and we need to type this.onProperty panel field bind this. It needs to know where the properties are coming from, and we're going to say this.properties. Because it's not an out of the box one, but it's a PnP one, sometimes we have to pass in all these extra things which the default ones kind of know about. But it's just to give a bit of context for these property pane web parts. Here's a similar one. Context is this.context. Then we've got on get error message. I'm going to say undefined. I don't want to handle the error message on there. I'll let the default do it. Deferred validation time. So you can actually get it to defer validating it. In this case, I'm going to put 0. But if you had a text box that you were typing into, you might want to give it a few seconds before it tried to validate the content. It needs a key, like a unique identifier for it. So I'm going to call it ID unique. It could be anything here, but it's just something to make it a unique item on the properties. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. This on property panel field change, well, that's kind of a built-in function, so it's basically just binding that in there. So now when I look at my properties, if I click on this, it now gives me all of the lists that I can choose from. Well, obviously we want the FAQ one, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to apply it, and immediately it shows me everything. So that's a great way of using the property controls to make your web part far more professional than, say, just typing in text. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode on using the PnP properties and working with our property pane. Join us next time where we're going to finish off our web parts and make them look really good with PnP controls before we build and deploy it to production. If you haven't done already, please click the subscribe button. I'll see you next time.